Hello world, Shelly here, and it's time for another episode of Foundation Fest, and today we are going to check out from YSL the Touche Eclat Radiance Awakening Foundation. It retails for $54 for 1 fluid ounce or 30 mils of product. I can't tell how many shades it comes in. I count 29 on Sephora's website. I count 26 on YSL's website. Some shades are out of stock, which makes me wonder if it's being discontinued, but at the same time, it's one of their flagship products, so that would really surprise me. But let's check it out anyway, because it's one of those like cult favorite kinds of things, and I've never tried it before. It's described as medium coverage. It does have SPF 22. It's a chemical sunscreen. It's a weightless foundation that delivers buildable medium coverage and a radiant luminous skin finish. Made for normal dry combo and oily skin. It's got ruscus extract. Makes me think of ruckus from... Do you guys know Breakfast Club? Someone's causing a ruckus. I can't stop. Okay. Diminishes the look of dullness, protects skin from pollution. Vitamin E provides antioxidant benefits. No phthalates, no mineral oil. SPF 22. So I've got this in the second lightest shade, BR10 Cool Porcelain. Let's check out this shade swatched against a few others in my collection. Swatch time. First up is today's foundation from YSL, the Touche Eclat Radiance Awakening Foundation in shade BR10 Cool Porcelain. Second is also YSL. This is the All Hours, also in shade BR10 Cool Porcelain. A little bit less pink to the undertone on the All Hours. Third up is Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place in 1C1 Cool Bone. Fourth, I've got MAC Studio Sculpt in NW15. And last I've got from Misha, the Perfect Cover BB Cream in shade 21. I heard a ruckus. I can't stop you guys. I already cleansed, moisturized, and sunscreened this 46-year-old face. I didn't use an explicit primer, so I've been really into the Heimish Artless Glow base, which is an SPF 50 PA3+, I think. Kind of combo primer slash sunscreen. You can apply it in mass quantities and get your full SPF, but it has just a really nice finish as a base for makeup. So that's what I've already got on, and I applied it several hours ago. And this is the finish, so if you were thinking of wearing that by itself, it's also very nice. I will go in on one half of my face with a dampened sponge. The other side I've got the Yensa foundation brush here. We will see if there's a preference one way or the other. We have pump packaging, which always makes me smile. This blends out nicely with the sponge. It does have a little bit of a fragrance to it, that slightly perfumey YSL scent. It does have added fragrance ingredients halfway down the list or so in the ingredient list, so it does have added fragrance, but this feels really nice on the skin. It's got like a, how would I describe it? Sort of a soft texture to it, and blended out quite nice. Let's try the brush side. This blended out even faster with the brush, and I feel like the coverage is about the same one to the other, but I do think I like the finish just a little bit more with a brush. It's a little more smooth. I do have a little bit of product left, so let's see if we can build it up on my sunspots a little bit and my little blue blood vessel right here. They say you can get it to medium coverage. I would say we're still pretty light at this point, but as one of those radiant kinds of foundations, sometimes that's all you're really going for. It did build up pretty good, and then all I see is my darkest sunspot there. I think you could pretty easily get this to a solid medium coverage if that was your jam. Let's zoom in and take a look at this one. Generally speaking, it does build nicely. I feel like it's not currently settling into any lines. It's not doing a lot of blurring of pores, but it's doing a pretty nice job blurring texture. It is sitting a little bit on top of the skin on my nose, but I have no trouble with it between my eyebrows. My forehead looks fine. Every place it looks pretty much nice. It's not as dewy as I was expecting it to be, being a radiant quote-unquote liquid foundation, but I would call this a satin finish where we're at right now. Let's check the time. It is 3:48 p.m. Let me go put the rest of my face on. I will be right back. Back with the Touche Eclat. I did not have to set this with powder, which I love. So far, so good. I like the finish. I like how it sits on the skin. It looks fairly seamless, except for my nose. A little bit of issues on my nose, but no big deal so far. I'm enjoying how it looks, and it feels nice. Soft is still the word I would use. It's such a... I know that's a weird word to use for a liquid foundation, but it just feels soft on the skin. It feels comforting. It's soothing. Rest of my face, keeping it fairly basic today. Wayne Goss blush bronzer highlight palette. I use the Natasha Denona Super Glow highlights. My eyes are actually the contour shade out of the Wayne Goss palette, and dug one of these old puppies out, the Marc Jacobs Sequins. This one is Gleam Girl. I don't even know if this shade is still available. This is at least a couple years old, but these things last forever. They don't dry out. As long as you push the little topper holder thing in really hard so it presses the powder really good in there, and then seal it up really tight, like turn the top as tight as you can. They last. I mean, lovely, lovely. My lip is, say it out loud with me, Maybelline Lifter Gloss in Brass. Ever since I discovered the brow freeze from Anastasia Beverly Hills, I swear my brows are my favorite thing. That's all I have in them right now. I didn't do any shading, darkening, anything like that. So that is where we are starting. I will come back in a bit with a daylight check-in. I know we're getting a late start today, but then I will come back tonight, give you guys my final thoughts. Hey guys, we are 3 hours in at this point, and I just got a look at this one in the bathroom mirror, and everything looked good. It's still looking quite nice. It's a nice finish. Again, still not as radiant as I expected based on the name of it, but it is a nice satin, slightly luminous finish, I would say. Nothing odd happening so far. Everything pretty normal, I would say, in terms of color match, hand, face. I think this is probably my most of the time of the year shade. Probably too light if I get a little sun, but I don't really get sun. I get like half a shade of sun. So that is where we are at this 3 hour mark. I will come back tonight and we will wrap this one up. 12:50 a.m. Let's take a look at how the YSL Touche Eclat Radiance Awakening Foundation held up. We are approximately at the 9 hour-ish mark, and I would say that it's starting to break down. It's at the end of its rope, I would say. It is a very comfortable foundation. It is seemingly hydrating. I feel like my skin feels really good. Throughout the day, I had the thought multiple times that just my skin felt soft, like it feels really nice. And that's really nice. Let's zoom in and take a look at how it wore. At this point in the day, which is not super far into the day, it is breaking down. It's doing that thing where it kind of like gunks up a little bit on my upper lip, on my chin. It's breaking apart along my smile lines. It's gathering just a little bit on the dry skin around my nostrils. It has settled into some of my nose pores. Blush, bronzer, highlight are still very well intact, and everything still looks smooth in terms of texture. Between my eyebrows looks okay. It is a little clingy to that texture there. Forehead still looks fine. Generally speaking, I think it's just kind of done for the day. And, you know, 9 hours into the day, that's not a super long wear time. So is it good for dry skin? I think definitely fine. How about maturing skin? It's not settling into lines, but it is breaking apart along my smile lines, and that kind of emphasizes them a little bit. It did settle a tiny bit into my deepest chin line, but not too bad, and not really any place else. So I think if you do have maturing skin, it's doing a nice job at smoothing texture, and it's not performing poorly in terms of settling into lines, but I do think it could do a little more to smooth out pores and I do wish that it had a bit more wear time because it is pretty well broken down at this point. So if I had to give a grade to the YSL Touche Eclat Radiance Awakening Foundation, I am going to go with B+. It's really good. I can see myself wearing it. It has some issues. They're minor, but it's just enough to keep me from putting it up into the A range. I feel like it would have to wear just a little bit longer. You know, my typical work day, I'm gone from the house 12, 14 hours a day. I can't be checking my makeup and redoing my foundation. Like, I put my makeup on in the morning. Someday I'm going to actually leave the house to go to work again. And then I don't really do much of anything. I might reapply a lip throughout the day, and that's all the maintenance I do on my makeup, and I don't want any more maintenance than that. So if it's breaking down this soon, that is some room for improvement. But it's super comfortable. I think it's definitely hydrating. Give it a shot. Maybe we'll be back in the time when we can get samples again. Won't that be lovely? There you go. Another episode of Foundation Fest is in the books. If you like foundation reviews, if you had a good time with this one, give me a thumbs up down below. Let me know in the comments what foundations would you like to see next. I keep a running list. I buy them whenever I can. And as always, thanks a lot for taking some time out of your day to geek out over makeup with me. Come back every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern time for new videos. I appreciate your time, and I hope you guys all have an awesome day or night wherever you are in the world. Take care of each other. Bye-bye.